Oh, maybe I'm on this time. uh, it makes me feel all right. Yeah, I think it's going now. The chat is on and everything. I just can't find myself. Huh. Can't tell if I'm on or not. Not sure what I'm on. Let's go back here. Let's see. I'll figure it out. Showing me live for some reason. Yeah, because what time is it now? Oh, yes, 11:17. Oh, okay. I'm on. Well, thank you, Lamb Baby Girl Slaughter. Thank you for joining me. I guess I'm on. So, this is Big Pontiac. And let me tell you about my morning.
I smoke 2 joints in the morning.
What?
I smoke 2 joints at night.
Okay, okay.
I smoke 2 joints in the afternoon.
Oh, all the time.
It makes me feel.
And today, this is my cousin beating them drums. And that is Sly Stone from Woodstock, baby. Sly Stone from Woodstock. He's trying to take you higher. Just think if Jimi Hendrix would have played right after Sly in front of 500,000 people. They withheld that energy. They withheld that energy of Jimmy's waking up a bunch of minds. But as always, we shout out to Dude's Boutique because they keep me in my furs. And Aloha Monkey if you do need tattoos or piercings. I don't have any tattoos and I don't have any piercings. I got enough scars on my body, but if you do, and as always, Shirley Brewing Company. Oh, G Real, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining for sure. Yeah, it's like I'm getting a show right out here. Right out here is some Mexican South American brothers working on the roof. There's some affordable housing that's kind of behind it. My townhouse. It's a whole row of affordable housing that was because this townhouse only been here since 19. So these affordable houses was here already. This was just a big field at one time. And until they built it's only the townhouses, I guess three compact let me see. One, two, three, six row of townhouses, I guess. But I'm watching these brothers up on the roof. They're about 4 stories up, and they just tore off the roof, and now they're putting the insulation on, and they're putting this cheap insulation. I mean, you can tell it's affordable housing because they give them cheap insulation. Because I'm seeing them put the insulation on before they put the roof part on. And it's cheaper than the motherfucker. I'll be up looking at this stuff. This stuff must be sticky or something because they're kind of hammering it down. So I don't know. Well, welcome to my galactic patio because I am in the one and only galactic daddy-o that goes from Minnesota to the universe. And as you know, this is a preview pick for week number 9. I am 80, 26 and 1 because I take the tie because the tie was there. So I'm gonna give you my previews just to start the show. Oh, and it's like, how's the weather everywhere? It is 42 degrees up here. And I was looking, I played 3 hours of pickleball yesterday, like 3 freaking hours of pickleball yesterday. And the good players came like at the last minute, and I was trying to jump in to play, but I was at one end of the court. They was playing in the first court. And so as I was walking over there, one of the players that just lost, she jumped back in. I was like, because they wanted me to play because they wanted a more competitive game. But it was like, oh well. But and I could have played this morning, but oh man, get up because I got to get up early to play tomorrow. They're setting a special session up for us to play in the morning, the better players. And so I'm gonna go in and play tomorrow. Let's see my activity for yesterday. So I got 9,100 steps in yesterday. Wow. Let me see if it shows. You walked an average steps a day. You walked an average of 6,500 steps a day over the last 7 days. Okay. Where is, let me see, steps. Where's the activity workout? I was just supposed to all be here. Okay, here it is. Walking and running distance. What was the running distance? 4 miles worth of steps. And I could walk. I was thinking about going for a walk today. And standing, I got 229 minutes of standing yesterday. Physical effort was 13 Mets. Yesterday I got 181 minutes of activity, of exercise minutes. 181. Stand minutes. 9 hours worth of standing. Some of y'all work, and I know y'all. Yeah, my workout was 2 hours and 59 minutes. And that was almost total playing. What do you think about the shutdown? Let me see. Walmart in South Florida in certain areas have stopped letting folks shop. Only delivery drivers and employees allowed in stores. Now, I haven't heard that up here. I haven't heard about that up here. I've read about it, but I haven't actually heard about it up here. So I don't know. I mean, it's Saturday. Saturday is supposed to be when the food stamps are shutting down. Oh, it's in the 60s in Houston. So I don't know if that's propaganda or if that really happened. The Walmart in South Florida, certain areas have stopped letting folks. I heard that, but I haven't seen it practiced up here. They're still everything is open up here. And we got Targets, Target, this is Target's capital. So we got Target everywhere up here. So thank you. Jamaica, yeah, Jamaica and Jamaica and the Bahamas too. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they've been able to manipulate weather since the 50s, and we know, I've talked about this many times. Forrest Gump talked about this. Forrest Gump talks about this in his movie when he says he was in Vietnam. He says sometimes the rain came in sideways. He says sometimes it seemed like it was raining from the ground up. So they've been able to manipulate, right after World War II, they started manipulating the weather. And if you want to do a quick study on weather manipulation, just look at Vietnam. When they tried to rain out the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Just like I was talking about Sly Stone's playing at Woodstock, they tried to rain out Woodstock because Woodstock turned into one of the biggest cities in America overnight, 600,000 people almost overnight. And they had never seen anything. And this all young people, all young people. And so so they seeded the clouds in that area and they rained it out and they was hoping people leave. People didn't leave. People stayed there. One of my friends was there. He said he had a pound of weed, but they took a school bus. So he said when it rained, they just went up back on the school bus and was chilling till the rain stopped. And it was muddy and stuff, but it didn't dissuade the people from going. Let me see. I have a friend that lives in that area. It happened in his area. Wow. Now it hasn't happened here. And again, my wife was at Walmart. I live between two Walmarts. So 1800s, I have Pages of Patience. I did a video on it. You're correct. Yeah. 1800s. Oh, okay. Whoa. And so, but Vietnam specific of them creating rain again to rain out the Ho Chi Minh Trail. That was the first attack they did on the trail. You know, as they attacked the trail of the Ho Chi Minh Trail to try to stop, because that was the way they was bringing the weapons from the north to the south. You know, that was the way the supplies were going. And again, you know, the thing about, like, you know, Vietnam was a big sacrifice on both sides. What you have to understand is both sides sacrificed their own people. America literally had Americans playing cowboy and Indians in the jungle. I mean, if you look at what Vietnam was, that's what it was. It was cowboys and Indians in the jungle. Like, made no sense. I mean, the if you look at like war and what the goal of war is to take the other people's capital. Now, when the French was in Vietnam after World War One, after the Japanese kicked the Dutch out, because that's who was running it before World War One was the Dutch, and then it was first the French, and then the French got beat by the Dutch. Then the Dutch was running it up until World War One. Then the Japanese kicked the Dutch out, and then after World War Two ended, they put the French back in there, and the French were in Hanoi. You know, they were in Hanoi, and that's the capital. And how many times did America try to take the capital? The DMZ line was where troops went. You had small units go above the DMZ line in Vietnam, but not major troops. It's Ha Ping Harbor. They you know, when Nixon threatened to bomb it, that's when they went to the tables. But for years they just let the Russians send, you know, the MiG missiles, the SAMs, the SAM missiles in. And then we had the rail line from China. And they never blew these things up. So were they really trying to win the war? They had no Navy to stop our Navy going to North Vietnam. All they did was mine those areas. That's easy to send your frogmen in and cut the mines. You know where the mines are. That's all they did. They had nothing to repel a full Navy attack. And yet they never did it. They never did it. So they weren't trying to win. Now, again, what they said their aim was only to stop the North from invading the South. That's why when people say we lost the Vietnam War, that's incorrect. Our goal was to just stop the North from taking over the South. And long as American troops were there, they never took the South. Now, once America pulled out, the South Vietnamese did not want to fight. That was, you know, they was like, fuck it, just let them come in. So, what did I miss? Lyndon Johnson said in 1960, he who controls the weather will control the world. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And so, and some people are saying Jamaica is going to be, what do they call it? Smart city, plans for a smart city, which, you know, it very well could be plans for a smart city. We never know. But this is what I don't get. The dumbass tourist. Like, why would tourists go over there when they've been talking about this storm for weeks? I mean, it's like you see Europeans over there, American Europeans, and they're like, well, we're just in survival mode. And then they showed some sisters, and sisters was like, what, are y'all gonna give us more than just a bag lunch? You know, y'all gonna give more than just a bag lunch? I'm like, honey, you know, I mean, come on. It's like, look around you. But I mean, why would you go over there? This storm has been predicted for weeks. And this is the hurricane season. And yeah, they're being stranded. You see the pictures of the airport. You know, the airport all tore up. So, you know, and I mean, maybe they can get out flights now, but the roads is blocked. So it's like, it doesn't make sense. Why would you travel to one of the islands this time of year? It just doesn't make sense. Well, they said it was sunny today, so we went over there. And to take children over there? I mean, it's one thing for you to be stranded, but for children to be stranded, that's something else. That's something else. I mean, why would you strand your whole family? That's what I don't get. Smug working over here. He got a sun hat on. It is cloudy. It is cloudy. No sun. He got a straw sun hat on. But oh well. To each his own, you know. I guess that's his pimping thing. But that straw hat ain't, you got the big straw hat on to keep you from the sun. There is no sun. It's cloudy. So, so I don't know. I mean, it's just, and it's like snowstorms. Snowstorms, they can create snowstorms too. I don't know if they can create another glacier area or glacier period, but they definitely can do snowstorms. Now, I know like up here, the first winter I lived here in the winter of '06, '07, and I've been coming here. I lived here in 94, and let me mention that. When I lived here in 94, 95, like if you had radiators, you had to have your cars plugged in. Not just diesels, but I mean all cars, because it got that cold. And I remember getting in. I had an OJ Ford Bronco, and I remember it would get so cold, and I probably had a bad seal or something, so the inside of my car would be frozen. So I probably had a bad seal. But because I was in other cars too, they left outside, and they would be frozen too. So all the cars didn't have bad bad seals. But I remember I would literally have to break the ice like to crank the car. And the truck, the truck that was one of the few reliable things about it. It would start up, but it was like all, frozen all inside. Had to scrape inside, scrape outside, let the truck run for a minute to warm it up. But it used to, and it doesn't get cold like that. Like I felt so bad for my children. It was so cold out there. And then it got dark. Like up here in a couple weeks, it gets dark at 4:30. Like 4 o'clock, sunset starts. And I remember I picked up my son from kindergarten, and it was like dark. I'm like, damn. And I remember later, and when he went to junior high, he would go to school when it was dark. And because we lived so far away, I mean, it was a good 45 minutes away where the school was. Because up here, school of choice, if you live in Minneapolis, you can go to suburban schools. And he would get home and it would be dark, So yeah, 4:30 it starts getting dark up here. So that was different when I first moved up here. It took me a while to get used to that part. It's like, damn. So, but the good thing is November is the time of the long dark days. Just as May, it starts getting light at 5 o'clock, 5:30 in May. When we have the month of the long days, the same thing happens in November. November is the time of the long nights. And it is an excellent time to motivate. I remember, I think it was November of 15 or November of 16. I want to say maybe November of 16. It was the darkest night in 500 years. And I don't know if that makes sense, but it was like, it was some kind of phenomenon where it was the darkest night in 500 years. And I had an excellent meditating session. And then one of the guardians came in, and he was like, he had his full regalia. He was like riding in a chair like this. When the guardians came in, but it was a king's chair. And he's riding through, and he came through and was like, "Hey, what's happening?" And it was like, okay. He's like, "This is what I've been waiting for." So one of my guides came through. He's wearing all his gold, and he just whooshed through and waved at me. I'm like, "Okay, what's happening?" But he's like, "Yeah, I've been waiting for this." And so, this weekend, the veil is thin. This is one of the weekends where the veil is definitely thinned. And so, ancestors, put out, if you have ancestors, put out something they like, maybe a drink they like, soda, candy, or some kind of sweet. You can put that kind of thing out. So, oh, so you said you're in Michigan. Yeah, yeah, it's not much different in Michigan. I gotta come to Michigan. I wanted to see the tree, the color changes, but it's probably a little too late now. Because the thumb of Michigan, like above Oakland, you go above Detroit, you go start going north on the thumb, and you really see where the cliffs are and stuff. You really see the colors are a lot prettier than they are here. Now I've got a couple of maples in the front of the townhouse, and really beautiful. The maples are really beautiful this year. But Michigan, the colors, because I'm getting pictures from people. All my people are in Kalamazoo, Battle Creek area, but mostly Kalamazoo. But the colors are much prettier than Michigan than they are here. My glasses look crooked. There we go. So, So yeah, it's getting dark up here. Like right now, it's still I think around because the time changes Saturday. Don't forget that time changes Saturday. So um, it'll start getting because like I think last night it started getting dark at 6:30 ish. I think last night because we watched it. I was like, but I'll say this: I can remember summers where it stayed light until 10, and then you could steadily see the days change, after the solstice. But the longest it stayed light was about 9:30, and then after the solstice, you could watch every day becoming shorter and shorter and shorter. And now again with the time changing, Saturday the time will change Saturday. Don't forget to set your clock Sunday morning. So but it'll start getting dark here early. But that's cool. I mean, it's just a lot of good energy in November. And remember, this will last until the solstice, which is what, the 21st of December. And then it just notice the days start getting longer and longer and longer. It's just funny. And that's why I got to get my friend Pomo on here where we can really talk about like it's like it's not really Groundhog Day. It's like it's the exact same day over and over again. But we get different things in front of us, and that's not the real word I'm looking for, but it's like different things in front of us, different chores. It's like we're programmed to think that this is, but look at it like this. It's like you got a blank sketch, and that blank sketch is there every day, and you put different things in it to fill it up. So it ain't blank. And that's kind of what we're sitting into. They give us different things every day to fill it into. Because when you work, you don't see this as much. But when you don't work, when you get retired, and you don't work, you see it a lot more. That is just a blank sketch, and it's just filling it in every day. It's just the same blank sketch. It's like it's days I do exactly the same thing in the morning. Exactly. I go down, open all the shades up. I lift the one shade up so my cat can look outside. So he ain't, well, these are too thick. These shades is too thick for the cats to break. But I lift it up so he can look. It's the only time of day that one lets me pet him. I pet him. I open the other shade up. My cat begs for food or begs for his medicine. He thinks it's a treat, but it's really medicine that he just likes. But it's like the same blank sketch every day. So Groundhog Day is a little different. They saying you're repeating. I'm just saying it's the same thing, and they just fill it up with different things. Our mind is filled with different things, but it's the same day. It's like they think it's like the only way you really get older is because they tell you you're older. I mean, what if you didn't have birthdays? Would you actually get older? I mean, you would grow, but would you get older? Because what makes you, and we have a lot of things to make us old. The food is one thing, food, air, water. I mean, in my lifetime, you can still drink out the faucet. Now, who can drink out the faucet water? You can't drink out faucet water anymore. I mean, this is water that's been around since the 1800s. It's the same water. Look at what year your water system was built. And that's the same water recycled over and over and over again. The water that you shower in today, you have showered in that water before. The only new water comes from storm drains a little bit of storm drains, a few of the lakes. Like if you live in Minneapolis, you do get a little of that Mississippi water, a little bit. But it's just chemicals. It's just all chemicals. It's like even the thing in Flint could have been avoided. All they had to do in Flint was just treat the pipes. There was a treatment that they could have pushed through the pipes that wouldn't have made the people sick in Flint. They didn't take that step because they had used the Flint River before. It's like, okay, we're going to use the Flint River as our base water. Throw these chemicals in here so the pipes can, react. They didn't do that. They skipped that. Yep. Liquefaction of the dead in our water, I think 28 cities. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not only Flint. My cousin is the mayor of Ben Harbor, Michigan, and it's Flint, it's Ben Harbor, Battle Creek. It's a bunch of cities that the water, in Michigan, the water's still fucked up, and they're still treating it. Because that's why I hit my cousin. I was like, is the water in St. Joe that mass? They passed laws to do that now. You're correct. And so it's a lot out there. And it's funny. Somebody was saying that there was no chemtrails since the shutdown. That ain't true. I've seen chemtrails since the shutdown. I heard a person say that. There's been no chemtrails since the shutdown. That ain't true. there has been chemtrails since the shutdown. So if you heard anybody say that, that ain't true. Or at least I would say in my area. So, but yeah, now it's like I treat my water as sugarite. I have about 3 pounds, and I have a big jug, and I treat my water in sugarite. That comes from Russia. Carnelian is what you really want. You want our carnelian. And I've been treating my water with sugarite since 15. Since 15, I've always kept. And the best sugarite I had, I fucked it up because somebody sent me some sugarite powder, and I'm like, ooh, and I actually put it in there, put it in my good sugarite that I had for years and fucked it up. So it's a guy named Moses who created a water machine in Flint. The next thing you know, it got destroyed. We know it was the government, of course. Yeah, they're still spraying in Texas. Yeah. Because I was riding home the other day. I heard that from somebody, and I was riding home, and I'm like, there we go. They're still up there, and like what is the conscience of a person spraying them chemicals? Now, when they spray for mosquitoes up here, yeah, that's a good thing. I'll say that because I don't know how the native Lakota people lived up here with mosquitoes. Now they say bear grease and there's different kind of, but I mean the mosquitoes. When I first moved up here, I lived here in 94, 95, but my mother's been up here since 83. So I think the first time I came up here was 86. And the mosquitoes is like you didn't even want to be outside. It was so bad. So they spray for that. But but it's just it was miserable, and it's summers here that it's been miserable where they just didn't spray enough, or because mosquitoes can breed anywhere, little mud puddle they can breed. So I have a distiller, but going to purchase a whole house system, looking to sugar. Yeah, and then, my brother-in-law, he was over last night, but my brother-in-law has he got a system from Costco. So we've been thinking about doing that. It's just I don't want to drill a hole in my marble. Not really, I don't really want to drill another hole in my marble, but I just might have to because their water, every time I go over there, I drink several things of water. But they have a whole system, which is a lot better. But you have a distiller, that's cool. Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, and we've been thinking about doing it too. We just haven't done it. And it's again, we're gonna have to drill another hole in the marble. That's been my biggest hold up is drilling another hole in the marble. So yeah. But it's better for you. That's why, I feel sorry for the people that at least don't have water softeners, because that's, that hard water is hard on your skin. It may not break you out anything, but in the long run, it's really drying your skin out a little more. Um, and then if you put that stuff for women and stuff, put that stuff on your face, it's not good. And that's the sad thing, like I don't even know if these people that live over here, if they have water softeners. Because some apartments, especially cheaper apartments, tend not to give you water softeners. And that's unfortunate, you know. Um, but that's how they do it. That's how they do it. They don't care about you. They want your bread, but they're not gonna give you anything, in between. And like when I lived in Prior Lake, one thing I have to say, when I lived in Prior Lake, that water was horrible. I mean, it was like no thought. Now taking a shower with it and everything, but that water was horrible, horrible, horrible. But yeah, for poor people, they don't give you water softeners, and that's unfortunate. And that's to be, and again, I know social economical, your economics, if you take a place and it does or doesn't. It's like with my daughter's mother, she just bought a house, and she had to replace her water, salt water. Yeah, her soft water, not filter, but soft water system, or hot water. She had to replace her hot water furnace. And so, and I've had houses like that where they went out and bought the house, it passed inspection, a week into running that motherfucker, the water softener goes out, so got to get a new one, so the joys of buying a house. It was funny, I dropped my daughter off, and I felt sorry for my daughter's mother, because she is one of my exes. And my daughter says, "Yeah, you pulled mom, didn't you?" I'm like, "Oh, that's a new word for you guys." Like I pulled a bunch of them, but anyway. But it's like she had the leaf sucker upper, you can suck up the leaves, and she had it all harnessed on herself, and I was like, yeah, too bad you ain't got a man, honey, because they ain't gonna be me out there picking up them leaves. I live in a townhouse, they do that shit for me, but she had, oh my goodness, and she has about, I mean, one good thing about this area of Minnesota, almost, if you get a house up here, you almost gonna get an acre. You're gonna get close to it, depending on where you live. But like Prior Lake, especially, all those houses in Prior Lake, pretty much, even if you have a small house, you're gonna be sitting on about an acre. She sits on about an acre, but she's got a bunch of mature trees. The neighbors got trees that is just like, and I could tell. I know when she gets overstimulated and she doesn't know what to do next because she was just kind of sitting there when I pulled up. I was like, yeah, yeah, see. You didn't think I was cool, but see, I could have had these boys of mine out here helping you. But that's not my job, so good luck to you, honey. I dropped my daughter off, gave her the ride on, and pulled off while she was doing all those leaves. I like have my daughter's ass out there. I know my daughter, she'd just look at her like, yeah, no, I didn't sign up for this. But be helpful to your mother, I tell her. Help, your mom struggles enough, be helpful to her. So I have her help her mother out, but I don't know if she helped her out with them leaves or not. My daughter, she's like, I got my nails, and I'm not fucking with them leaves, mom. I'm glad I don't have to do that. I don't have to shovel snow, but there was a time a few years ago when the people didn't come push that shit out. I had to shovel it out because, and that's how I ended up hurting my back in 23, 24. Same for us. We're just a shy of an acre. We've cut a lot of trees. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, that's what it is. It's now like I had one house, and it's really interesting. Like especially in Prior Lake, it's interesting how they try to keep nature. So the back of my house was like it was almost like a mound. I really say that it was a mound, and on top of the mound was like several mature trees. So part of the mound I owned. Part of it went to my neighbors. He had like an angle of it, and then the far part of the mound went into another. So they try to keep the nature. They're trying to keep the nature in the neighborhood, but it's like of usable property. I mean, we got a mound in my backyard, and cutting it, you literally had to put on football cleats. You couldn't put on a slick shoe because you really had to have some grip to get under. So it kind of took away from the property. Um, Front was a lot in the front, but that was but we had a big patio and everything. And then my daughter had her swings that set and stuff. It was built in. But um, it was like a lot of it was unusable, really. But slip and slide, it was cool. We put the slip and slide, and of course, I asked my son to cut the grass. He cuts up the slip and slide. Oh, I didn't see it. Okay, it's like you're looking at this mound, this little hill, and you didn't see that thing hanging down there. Oh, it was too late. So he lawnmowed the slip and slide. And I had another house, but we was out in Champlin, which is north. I live south, but that Champlin is north, and we had about an acre and a half, and we had about, I think I counted 15 trees on our, like just in the like we had a corner house. And so what they did for privacy is put like seven or eight trees like in front of where the porch is, or the the porch basically. Um, and it kind of hid you like in the summertime. All the trees, when they bloomed, they would hide you from being out on the deck. That's the word I was looking for, is the deck. And it would hide you. But it took me 45, 50 minutes to cut that yard. And that's with, when the wheels turn themselves, when the wheels go themselves. But and I remember the leaves, and it's interesting about leaves. I don't want to keep bringing different points up, but it took me a good um, 45 minutes to cut it. And then when it was time to bag, I had all three of my boys out there. They were still all at home. And we just happened to have a beautiful October day. And we bagged all the leaves up. And then down there, they had a place in Maple Grove you could take the leaves for free. Now, when I lived in Greensboro, North Carolina, the city, all you had to do is put your leaves in the street, and the city came and picked them up. The city hired extra workers in the fall, temporary workers, to pick up leaves. Be a whole new crew coming in there for the street department every fall. And there was a day, different neighborhoods had days where you just raked all your leaves from the front and the back, raked all your leaves out and to the street, and the city would come by and get them and pick them up. So they don't do that here, but there are places where you can drop that kind of stuff off. So, but I like not having all that. I like not cutting grass. I have allergies. Like my parents used to. I remember my aunt. My aunt was like, I guess she thought I didn't do enough, so she would make me cut grass. But I have allergies. I have bad allergies, and so it's like eyes. And then she's like, "Why are your eyes all runny? Why are you sneezing?" I'm like, "Cause you made me cut the grass, and I'm allergic to grass." Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. uh, I think my aunt thought I had it too nice. But again, my cousin was there too, and he's only a year younger than me. So I'm like, why ain't this nigga out here? Why ain't he cutting grass? So I didn't understand that. Rest well, my cousin Joseph. We called him Pookie. It's funny when they make fun of Pookies, but my cousin was a Pookie. Well, let me get into. We're going into week 9 of the NFL, and this is the schedule. Tonight we've got that. I said this one the other day when I came on. Tonight we have the Ravens and the Dolphins, and even though the Dolphins are at home, I still kind of Lamar Jackson is going to win, and they're both I think 2-9. I'm going with the Ravens. I don't know. I feel the Dolphins might pull this out at home, even with Jackson, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep the Ravens. I'm gonna keep the Ravens. We've got the Steelers and the Colts. And this is not in order of my list. I've picked the Colts to win on the road. I think they will pick up a win. Even though the Steelers lost last week, I think they're going to take another loss. Texans and Broncos. I picked the Texans to win at home. They seem to play better at home. Broncos have been consistent, but I think the Texans will win at home. Chargers and Titans. I'm pretty sure I picked Chargers. I picked the Chargers to beat the Titans. The Titans are not that good. I think the Chargers are gonna work on their momentum from winning last week. The Vikings and the Lions. JJ McCarthy is supposed to play, but I don't think that's gonna make a difference. I think the Lions sweep the Vikings. 49ers and Giants. Let's see. I think last week with Scatterborough breaking he broke dislocated his ankle, broke his fibia, and he messed his leg up. But they say he's gonna be all right in 4 to 6 months. But I think because of his injury, they're gonna win at home. I think that was the sacrifice. Panthers and Packers. The Packers should win at home. I'm picking the Bears, even though I've been rolling with the Bears and they ain't been coming through. I think the Bears can beat the Bengals, but again, Bengals at home. Falcons and the Patriots. Let me see who I picked here. I picked the Pats. I've been going well with the Pats. This is what's so fucked up. The Falcons actually have a good team, but they ain't been letting them come through. Saints and the Rams. I got the Rams at home. Raiders and Jaguars. Chargers, Pats, Texans, Bears. I've got the Raiders. Geno Smith has been playing pretty decent, even though he's not on a decent team. Chiefs and Bills. I've got the Bills to win at home. Sunday night football. Seahawks and Commanders. I've got the Seahawks winning on the road. And then next Monday night, guys, I just been rolling with the Cowboys, and I'm going to roll with the Cowboys at home again. So again, I've got Raiders, Giants, Lions, Chargers, Pats, Colts, Texans, Bears, Packers, Rams, Raiders, Bills, Seahawks, Cowboys. Now, games that are probably a problem is this game here. Steelers and Colts. You never know the way they're going to predict this. They do love Rodgers. This may be where they shortfall. So I could see the Colts losing this one. Christine Jones. Oh, let me take this call. What's up? All right, sorry about that. The missus called me. Did she hang up? But anyway, this one could turn the other way because Texans have not been consistent, but neither has the Broncos. So that's a game I could see them turning. I don't see them turning this game. I think this game will go the way it should. This one is kind of up in the air. The 49ers and the Giants, they're both not very good. I just say the Giants win at home, Scatterborough. This one, I don't think they'll turn this one. Panthers just aren't very good. This one's a kind of hard one because, again, Flacco has been playing decent, but we'll see. Let me see. Now, is there a game tonight? I heard him say something about Friday, so I don't think so. Yeah. Because I think the Browns have a bye. I don't see the Browns in here. I think they have a bye this week. Yeah, the Browns must have a bye this week. So this game could go either way. The Patriots should win at home. The Falcons have a good team. They have a good defense, but they've been getting burnt. So it's like, how are they going to flip this? That's what makes it so inconsistent. The Jaguar, again, good offense, terrible defense, but that's on both teams. But the Raiders should win at home. This one's going to be interesting to see if Seattle can win on the road. I think because of their quarterback's good year last year, they're giving him a down year. I think Lobo even echoed that. This is going to be, the Chiefs have owned the Bills, but I think in the regular season, they'll win here. Cardinals have been terrible. The Cardinals have been terrible, but so have the Cowboys, but I don't know. America's team. And, they talk about, scripting and stuff. There are teams that will never win the Super Bowl. And there are teams that doesn't matter if they win the Super Bowl or not because they're filling stadiums. And that's how the Cowboys have been since the 90s. They fill in stadiums. That's all they care about. The Lions will never win a Super Bowl. Teams that'll never win a Super Bowl, Lions, Seahawks, Cardinals, they'll never win a Super Bowl. Never. Another team, Bengals, will never win a Super Bowl. Jaguars will never win a Super Bowl. Panthers will never win a Super Bowl. But the Lions have been in the NFL damn near since the beginning, and they will never win a Super Bowl. I'm not going to speak on the Cowboys. But I've been rolling with the Cowboys. You could go the last few weeks. I have not picked against the Cowboys. So I think they're going to do it this week. But there are teams that they have scripted to never win the Super Bowl, and the Lions are one of them. The Lions make it to the Super Bowl, they will lose. How many new teams have we had win a Super Bowl in the last 50 years? Very few. And no expansion teams. Let me think. What expansion team has won the Super Bowl? Baltimore, which was really the Cleveland Browns, so you can't include Baltimore because they were the Cleveland Browns. Saints will never win a Super Bowl. I think Cowboys got this year. Got it this year. The Cowboys theme with Beyonce, Cowboy Carter, and Texas theme. That's a good catch. But like the Saints will never win a Super Bowl. The Rams is one of the newer teams. Well, not new, but because the Rams are only from the 50s. The Rams was part of Cleveland Rams. Yeah, they came from the what was that league with San Francisco in the 50s? I can't think of what it was called. So NFL love their themes, indeed. So I don't think the Chargers will ever win a Super Bowl either. Dolphins haven't won a Super Bowl since the 70s, the back-to-back. And of course, the Chiefs, the Chiefs have won. The Commanders have won a Super Bowl, but as the Redskins, but they haven't won as the Commanders. Packers haven't won a Super Bowl since Rodgers. So that is my picks on wax, on the record. So, and as I've said, and I put in all my, when you check out the show, I am 80, 32, and 1. So I'm doing pretty good. I can't find what I ended up last year. I've got, I know Super Sly used to always tease me for having all these, but I can't find my picks from last year. I went through all these, and I don't know if my son took it, but I'm going through all these, and they're like, these are not my picks from last year. I cannot find my picks from last year worth nothing. This is one of my old books. It's like I used to keep like a little daily chart when I would talk and stuff. And then you look at this, you can see over the years where some years it was really good, and then some years it's just horrible. But I cannot find my picks from last year. None of these books. As a matter of fact, this is what when my nephew was playing in 23, I was keeping stats because nobody was keeping shot clocks. They was going or shot charts because they was going on over the videos. But I was keeping all the stats and stuff, the rebounds, assists for everybody. I was just doing it on my own. And I was keeping my own shot chart, just doing it on my own. So start a file. Yeah, I probably should have. Possibly cousins. So I don't know what happened to it. It's one that fell down, but that's not it either. So I don't know what happened to that book from last year. It's somewhere. It's somewhere sitting, but I don't know what I did with it. So today I might go take a walk. It's decent. It's 42. Might go knock out 3 miles. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. On my days off, I like to rest. I went at it. I mean, I did not sit out at all. I mean, I literally played pickleball. I started at 10 o'clock and I didn't stop until 10, 11, 1. I didn't stop until 1 o'clock. And we had the gym for another hour. But it was just like the good players asked me to play, and I was like, man, I just don't, because I didn't, I knew I didn't have it anymore. So I was like, man, I'm too tired. And I was like, it wouldn't be that competitive with me because I'm tired. My reflexes are slow. You got to catch me early when my reflexes are fast. But tomorrow should be fun. And I could have, my boy Sam, he's starting to cultivate his weed. He got like some 11, 12 foot bushes. I mean, big bushes. So whenever he hits me up, I'm gonna help him out. But I know he's playing today. They play on Tuesdays and Thursdays in Apple Valley, which is not that far away from me. It's not that far. That's why I love where I live in the South. Like I'm 20 minutes from the city. Like to go to the Target Center or go to US Bank, I'm literally 20 minutes. But all these little southern communities, I'm close to them as well. And so this is a good area to be in Minnesota. Just because I'm so close. I'm like from the outlet, I'm 12 minutes from the outlet. We went to we had a dinner in a place called Jensen's. We had lunch, and then I needed to go out to the Mall of America to see if they was going to get these shoes Friday night Friday or not, or Saturday. I guess it's Saturday. Yeah, the first is Saturday, so the shoes ain't dropping on the 30th. The shoes coming out Saturday. So I was thinking I had to go out there tomorrow. No, it's actually Saturday. So I got to go out there Saturday and pick these shoes up. I was thinking tomorrow because tomorrow is the 31st. That's right. Man, tomorrow's the 31st. Yeah, so the shoes ain't dropping until Saturday. So yeah, to go out there easy. I don't think they're dropping on the 31st. I think they're dropping tomorrow, Saturday. So I was thinking I had to get ready and drive out there. So So yeah, I might just walk. I might get my walking in, and like that's what I like going out to the Mall of America because every level when you walk around, it's a mile. Like if you walk all the way around, so you can walk like you walk a mile, catch the escalator up, walk another mile, catch the escalator up, and walk another mile. Now, if you want to do the same thing coming back, you can get almost 5, 6 miles in. Easy. And it's a nice, and I mean, it's like you can get a nice pace where hey, you ain't bumping into people. Now the weekends, I would say Saturday, Sunday, probably don't do it because there's gonna be a lot of people up in there because that place gets 100,000 people on the weekends by itself. And like you try to go out there like a Good Friday, forget it. You if you don't go out there when it first opened, you'll be out stuck on the highway trying to get up in there. Oh yeah, it is. It's it gets like it hasn't even been cold. Like when I first moved, like when I was saying earlier, when I lived here in the 90s, it got super cold. I mean, super bone chilling cold. And we haven't felt that bone chilling cold since 23 when my nephew graduated, 22, 23. We felt that bone chilling cold in 22. Yeah, it was like if you didn't have a for real warm coat on, you was feeling it. I mean, it's like when they say bone chilling, I mean, I really mean it. It makes your bones cold. It gets so cold. But the last few winters, like the winter of 22, 23, we had 80 inches of snow. 80 inches of snow, and then which causes floods and stuff. That's why I didn't understand. They was talking about all these droughts and stuff. It's like, wait, 80 inches of snow and you talking about droughts? When we see it all the rivers, like full to the max. Some like there's a walking bridge over the Minnesota River, and it was like water up to the walking bridge. And the walking bridge is, normally it's 5-6 feet different. It was water on the walking bridge over the Mississippi, or not the Minnesota River. And so, but last winter, I think we only had 20 inches of snow. The winter before that didn't really get cold. Um, and I got fur coats, and it's like I wore my fur coats. I think each coat I wore twice. And my stadium coat never wore it at all, because it never just got cold enough. So last few winters been very mild, very mild, very mild. This fall's been beautiful. I mean, this fall's been really beautiful. It's a football game tomorrow night. My daughter's high school plays out at Minnetonka. She said she wasn't going, so I'm definitely not going to sit out there because it's down in the 40s. Like right now it's 42. So, in the nights it's getting down into the 30s. Yes, it's 35. So tonight, and this morning it'll be down to 35. So. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So, but yeah, it's a lot to do up here. It really is. It's concerts all the time. Like it's a concert Monday that song I was playing last week. That group, what's the name of the group? They come on a Monday night, and I doubt my wife would want to go. Might talk to my best friend, see if he wants to go. What's that group called? Yeah, Duran Jones and the Indications. They're going to be down at First Avenue where Prince filmed Purple Rain. They're going to be down there. And then what's cool down there is just unless you get VIP, it's first come, first serve where you sit or stand. So at night and in the 50s. Yeah, at night it gets in. I think it got into the 30s last night. What is it saying tonight? I think it's going to be in the 30s again tonight. You see how far? Probably go 1, 2 in the morning. Yeah, it's going to be 35, low of 35. Like tomorrow's supposed to rain. That's another reason I ain't going to the game. So it must gonna rain late at night tomorrow because it don't show rain during the. Let me see. So it's no rain up to 12. So it must gonna rain after that. But it's gonna be 45. But so it looks like we're not gonna hit the 60s again. I wouldn't be surprised we don't get 60s again. But 45, 50. November 56 on Monday, Tuesday. That's damn near warm enough for us to play pickleball. But they don't. Most places take out the nets and they take out the windshields. So it's definitely inside play time of year. And it's funny. I don't even want to look at the news. It's like. Like, did y'all see this story where the first grader shot the teacher a couple years ago? Like, it's just, this is crazy. Ex-educator failed Virginia teacher by not searching first grader who had a gun. And then if you saw the video of them going up in there, they're like, I guess a gun is a gun, but man, it's a testify in a $40 million civil trial of the principal. So they're suing him. Wow. But this is the case where the teacher got shot. This the teacher? Yeah, I think she's the one that got shot by the sixth grader. And then they're saying, how close it almost killed her. But a first grader had a gun. Did y'all see that? Yeah, I can't do the code. I don't blame you. So that shit is funny to me. I mean, it's not funny, but it's like, damn, I mean, what did you do to the first grader? Oh, here it is. The way they go up in there. Everybody's got guns, Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where's the gun? Where's the gun? Look, he had a little small Taurus. He's like, I'm going to pop that teacher. And then the mom, is like, what is the mom saying? And they showed the doctor. Hey, she was just millimeters from her heart. She had on some Van high tops. it hurts so much to distract me. And I mean, it's not funny. See, look, they show a little graph of how, look, they show the graph, well, it almost killed her. You know, that's the bullet. The bullet's still in her. You know, it's still, they couldn't take the bullet out. So it's not funny, but it's like sad that the country has turned to that. And then they, you know, they're trying to go after the assistant principal says she didn't do anything. Oh, in this case here, did you guys hear this? You guys probably heard this, where a dude popped the teacher for um yeah, he killed the lady with the hot water, went in her house because she called for help, and they went in her house. So deputy was found guilty of second-degree murder, where they say he might get 20 years. And my wife, when she heard this, she's like, "Oh yeah," until Trump pardons her. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that, see right here. I mean, how is she a threat? How is she a threat? You know, and it's again, you know, how is she ever a threat to him? Hot water or not, it ain't gonna kill you. Hot water ain't gonna kill you. You know, so that's good that he found guilty, because it was. You just murdered that woman because of your ego. And look at these pictures of him. He even here, he's like, let me find this other picture again. I'll just go into the brotherhood. I'll be in the jail and I'll be a hero in the brotherhood. Let's see if didn't mean to do that. Why is it picking up pickleball paddles? Oh, here it is. It keeps, here he is. Just this picture of him I'm trying to pull up. Here. Okay, here. But look at how, he's even arrogant in this picture. He's like, I'll be fine. I'll be a hero when I go to jail. When I go to prison, I'll be a hero. I'll be able to be with the Aryans. Isn't that look he giving? I'm going to be okay in prison. Trump will probably pardon me, you know. I mean, all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. We will see. We will see. Yeah, no threat. Yeah. Yeah, no threat at all. No threat at all. And that's the excuse. I feared for my safety. That's the excuse. And that's something they must have been teaching, because who is calling me? They can leave a message. I figure if they don't leave a message, they must be a scammer. So leave me a message. Look, I mean, this is just crazy. Mom who ordered food with boyfriend while her infant starved to death. Look at this. Look at this. Mom who ordered food with boyfriend while he starved to death. And look at this. Why is one of his eyes like this and one of his eyes is open? Almost looks like a mask, don't it? Look at her. Oh, you've been crying. As her 3-week-old son lay withering away next to her with sunken eyes, no food in his stomach, a Wisconsin mother and her boyfriend decided to order some grub for themselves. The boy, Dev Kamar, died. Now his mother is headed to prison. The judge sentenced to 8 years behind bars. She pleaded guilty to child neglect. Her boyfriend and the boy's father, 20 Devarius, DeCamar and Devarius, plead guilty to the same charge and set to be sentenced. Wow. Why she never gave the baby a bottle? Determined the boy's weight just 5 pounds, losing more than a pound since his birth. Straight and Keys was mostly feeding the boy almond milk because she was struggling to produce milk. She refused to get formula. Wow, refused to get formula. Stayed with all the baby formulas, no matter what brand had lead in it. She would watch videos online. Wow. So, yeah, you got to feed the child. I mean, regardless, you got to feed them. You got to feed them. But that's just the craziness of the world. She believed YouTube instead of looking at what was happening to her child. When you take the child to the doctors, I mean, you know, formula will keep them alive. I'll say that. No matter what's in it, it will keep their asses alive. So, and this is just the debauchery. Oh, how much is this Michael Orr? Remember Michael Orr said all the story was true. He wasn't homeless like that. And these people kept him under conservatorship. How much bread does Michael Orr got now? after his court case because they was hitting his bread. Well, was much success making an estimated 34 million earning alone his 8 seasons. His rookie contract, Ravens, was worth 13 million. Legal disputes. Yeah, because they kept him under conservatorship for a long time. What to say? It says he claims that even the children, Collins and Sean, each received $225,000 from the film. Wow, he earned nothing. So he got nothing from the film. Today, there's little public concern, 12 million. He's estimated to still have $12 million, which, okay. Wow. Wow, they took advantage of him. But that's what they do. That's what they do. Yeah, people are very sick. Yeah, people are very sick. That's why, you look at debauchery, it's there. You ain't got to look hard to find debauchery. It is there. So, yeah, debauchery is there. Meaning 6, 7 bodies. Bad, but. Now, what is this? And it announced a special Super Bowl concert with Sting. See, let me see. I'll let you guys read along with this. Singer Sting has been announced as part of the lineup for a pre-Super Bowl concert. Ah, okay, so they're making them happy. However, given the strong opposition remains, will this be enough to silence the critics? So they're going to put a 70-year-old mug out there before the Super Bowl and let him do a concert for the old heads that didn't want Bad Bunny. I ain't no Bad Bunny fan, but I mean, that's who they pick. So that's who they pick. That's who's doing their ritual. Because it's, if you really look at them picking Bad Bunny, this is a ritual for a certain group of folks. So they're giving them a ritual. So keep aware of that. Keep aware of that. Bad Bunny is still a ritual. So it's island people ritual, but South America, Mexico, it's a ritual for all them too. So, and I think doesn't Jay-Z still pick the entertainment? Doesn't he still get money for that? Man hides his girlfriend's in his girlfriend's closet. What is this? Man hides in girlfriend's closet with AK style rifle and pops out while she is asleep with new boyfriend and 5-year-old. And he the one that killed the boyfriend? While okay. Wow, she was asleep with her current boyfriend and 5-year-old child with her 2 other kids sleeping in the neighboring bedroom. Wow. What is this? Wow, another case where he snuck in the house with a gun. Aggravated assault and domestic dispute. Wow. Debauchery is everywhere, y'all. Well, these shows aren't very long. I thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for the interaction. I appreciate it. I'll be back on probably Sunday night again, depending on, if not Monday morning or so. Showing how I did. It's kind of, can't say because the game gets over so late Sunday and it'll probably be a basketball game on too. So I don't know if I'll be on Sunday night, but maybe. But have a good weekend. Contact your ancestors. This is the veil is the thinnest. This is the time of year where, contact your ancestors, where there's nothing negative about that. I mean, when you go visit a tombstone or you think about your ancestors, you think about the ones that you knew that have passed, It's like, how many people I knew born in the 1800s? When I was a child, I'm looking at all my great-grandparents and my great-great-uncles, great-great-aunts. I had an aunt that lived to be 100 years old, and she died in, must have been the 80s. My great-aunt, my great-grandmother's sister, my great-great-aunt. So I knew people in my life was born in the 1800s. And so, and I'm sure many of you have known people that have moved on. That's just a natural part of life. So if there's ones that's special to you, that you love and you think about, put out put out something that they liked. They like beer, Open a can of beer, a bottle of beer, and put it out. Candy, open the candy and put it out. I mean, the veil is thin. This is a good. And as I've spoken several times, I love this time of year too, because just as I love the long days in May, I love the long nights up until the solstice. Because for a person that loves to meditate and a person that loves to go into the next phase, the true meaning of what time is, um, these nights are great. So, well, this is Big Pontiac, the Time Walker. Thank you for coming. Thank you.